Hey, what's up, jabronis? My name is Meg, and I like to build things in The Sims. Today we're giving this angelic man his house. This is Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. I downloaded him from the gallery. Here he is if you're interested. And while you're there, check out all my builds. Make sure you include CC. If you don't, I did post this little guy here to remind you. But the rest of my builds do use CC, including this one, which I will have all linked below. So anyway, I'm going to get started with the shell of the house. This build took me 3 or 4 days to do. It's actually a super cool, pretty big house. So I ended up cutting a lot of this out, so this video wasn't forever long. I had like 20 or so hours of footage, really just because I was putting so many little details everywhere, but we'll do a full tour at the end so you can see them all. And I will also take you by my old Walter White build for a cheeky tour. I have them living in the same neighborhood here in Oasis Springs. I figured it has some Albuquerque vibes. But yeah, you'll see I've thrown a screenshot up in the top left corner of the actual house in real life. Houses like these are my favorite to build. It's a real house and it's been brought to life in the show, so there are a ton of really cool and realistic architectural details, along with all of Jesse's story and personality. So this ended up being one of my favorite houses that I've ever built in The Sims. I really loved Walter White's house too. The set designers and shit, everyone else on Breaking Bad are chef's kiss. What a good show all around. And Jesse stole the show, and we all know it. And I want him and Jane to end up together, so I might do his townhouse as well. But yeah, I end up making these walls shorter later, but I'm pairing those base game arches with the Domaine du Clos wall decorations by Pierre-Sim to give them that stone detail. Just replicated that over there on that other covered porch. And the rest of the windows are either these Maple and S Construction ones or base game. The Maple and S Construction is by Charlie Pancakes. Super good. Adding some more details here. We're getting the sidewalk in, so for realsies, the house is on the corner of a street. So I put an extra sidewalk path going up the side to try and show that. And of course we don't have actual RVs in this game, so I just used that one from Strangerville. I do have a CC set called RV There Yet by Rabashine that is filled with a bunch of camper build items and whatnot that I might use to build their mobile lab later, but this build is glitchy enough as it is, so that one will do. So now I've got a different angle of the house in the corner there, showing the back while I'm adding those shapes to the shell here. I think that is MCM concrete wallpaper that I'm using for the exterior. And just base game roofing. Going with the organic front door there. And this house has a ton of trees everywhere. So, and it's like really overgrown. And a lot of it's like dead and overgrown in some places, so I spend a lot of time just trying to make it look overgrown and not really taken care of since it hasn't been. Starting to work on the garage here. The backyard. Which, again, like has so much detail because it's a real house plus a set. So love that organic wallpaper that looks like beams. And just cluttering up this garage. And we don't really have a good like fence, of course, to replicate the one in the real house, so I used that one from Debug. And here you can see I've got a floor plan from someone on Pinterest that I'm working off of loosely. And I'm doing this floor plan before I finish the exterior, just to make sure that I've got all the windows in the right places and everything. Getting that cool platform situation going on. Super neat house. Just trying to figure out like the basement staircase situation. And then there you can see I've got the floor plan for the basement, as well as the second floor up there now. Once I figure out that hallway, I can work up here. And so this ends up having 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. In one of the bedrooms I throw like a computer desk and stuff in there, just for functionality in The Sims. But yeah, lots of built-in closets and everything. We're gonna keep working on this backyard, back porch situation. Extra little bump out there. And then here we go with some of this overgrown ivy situation that I put all over the house. I end up using a lot of the like the dead wall hangings from the Vampires pack as well. Because yeah, in the show it does look like there's like a bunch of dead stuff everywhere in the backyard. I imagine it's pretty difficult to have a lot of plants in Albuquerque if you're not taking care of them. And we are changing the floor plan here. The roofing was not looking right to me. Gotta fit them stairs in there, but also kind of make it look real. It's always hard in The Sims. But it ended up looking really nice. Oh, and then I loved using these little organic like rock details on a bunch of the corners all over the house. Just like really helps with the realism and just extra detail. Looks really good at the end. More ivy. And here we're bringing out some of this dead vampires decorations. And so I'm also like, in addition to watching the show and everything, I've got, since this is a real house, I've got it up on Google Maps. And at that point I had moved around and seen that the fence went back that way on Google Maps. So just fixing that little spot. And then putting a cute little rock enclosed garden off the side here. You can see I've got a new picture up there. Yet a different view of the exterior. Lots of trees and lots of vines everywhere. This is what I spent my time on in this build. This is why it took me so long. There's lots of plants that are dying and or would survive with little to no water maybe. More vines. This ends up looking really nice at the end. A couple more rocks. Some grass. And the front yard is almost done here. All right, I'm gonna do some most of that off camera there. That's what we've got. Lots of terrain paint. And then I'm just filling in some space in the backyard here, since it's in The Sims and that just looked kind of weird. And then here I'm changing this terrain paint back here to that red brick pattern. So it's about what he had back there. And lots of, you know, emptied or neglected flower pots from his aunt scattered around. And here we are moving inside into the kitchen. And I ended up downloading this, I think it's called the Herbalist Kitchen by Shono-san for the kitchen, because we didn't really have any good tiled top counters in the game that were a good color scheme. So I found these, love it. They end up looking so good. And the colors are not quite right, but the vibes are immaculate, you know? So, take what you can in The Sims. Just realizing those outer corner pieces look way better there. Of course, I changed this later, so don't even worry about that island. Becomes a bar because my Shono-san thought about us and provided us a bar in this pack. Highly recommend it. And then I'm just gonna throw a bunch of clutter. You can see I've got a screenshot of Jesse in his kitchen up there. He's over in that corner by the back door. So yeah, just cluttering up, putting stuff up on the walls. Get his little chairs on there. Little country living curtain. And this little pantry space I changed a bunch of times throughout the build. I couldn't decide how big I wanted it or what exactly kind of shelving I wanted in there, and I ended up with those just little built-in, I think those are Purisim tidying up shelves, because I use some of the other stuff from that pack, like that soap and sponge, for example. But yeah, I do end up hiding some stuff in there that we'll see. And then here I'm gonna start on the infamous bathroom. There's a screenshot. And so really weird, like there's like a counter and then like a detached sink next to it. And it's not quite the right shape because I wanted this, there's a bedroom on the other side of this bathroom that I kept taking space away from, and it was not going to be big enough if I kept doing it. So I just, you know, I fudged it. I Sims fudged it. You'll see. But yeah, just putting like a clutter from Jesse's aunt along with Jesse all over the place. And Jesse's aunt also really liked flowers, so got those everywhere. I'm just gonna move these counters out of the way and clutter them up nicely. And the screenshot has changed again, you can see, to the epic scene, where here I'm using the new basic bathroom stuff to kind of create a built-in tub and sink situation. Got some sort of horrible red stain going on in here. It's coming all the way down to the first floor. Pretty good. And that's a grove. That might be the only thing that I use from Felixandre Grove. But oh, it was just like so perfect with that arch. It looked like a built-in arch shower tub combo. I had to use it. But yeah, we're gonna move downstairs here, and so in the real house, it's got like exposed beams, right, instead of a ceiling. And instead of doing the whole like not having a ceiling in that room, since it's so glitchy in The Sims, I just went ahead and put a bunch of these spandrels along the ceiling to kind of give it that cool effect. And I end up putting these all over the house, but they look really cool at the end. Yeah, just getting some little lamps and stuff. Those are from Domaine Duclos too. I tried to only use a few CC packs again. Yeah, just switching out some doors. And so you may have noticed, but I wanted to mostly decorate this house how it was in like season 1 when Jesse like just got it from his aunt. I don't know, to kind of honor it maybe, but there's like so there's a lot of like old lady decorations everywhere, sort of mixed with Jesse's hood shit. And okay, so there's a screenshot of the living room here, and so this was in season 1 in that front room area actually, but I moved it over here to this room because I wanted that front room area to be the only later season situation. That front room ends up being like the trap house, and it's kind of mostly limited just to that room. So the rest of the house is like looking nice and neat and decorated. So I wanted to kind of, you know, bring that cute front room look over here and use both of them. Alright, and in the basement, we've got a couple terrible scenes to work off. So yeah, just cinder block walls, and the floors end up being like a cinder block too. Got a random toilet down here. And I've got a dark screenshot up there in the corner now for the basement. Yeah, if you can see it, we've got an unfortunate soul down there. Put some clutter. And that second column is, yeah, where that unfortunate man spent some time. Got a little toilet roll and bucket to do his business over there. Some water stains and just a bunch of basement clutter I put down here. And I also, yep, put a little lab down here. This is the only thing that kind of looked like maybe it could have been a lab. Yeah, moving up to the dining room now. You can see the screenshot is of old Walt smoking Jesse's weed. And here's that bar from this kitchen set that I was so excited to find. Swap that out real quick. Back to the dining room, and here's the angle of Jesse walking in. Just layer in some curtains here. A little bit different than the ones that I use throughout the rest of the house. But yeah, mostly Jesse's aunt's decorations in here. The lady liked her plants. And some of Jesse's shit in here. And so later on we see a different angle of Jesse's kitchen, like when he's starting to sell the house, and we see that the stove is over by the kitchen. So I'm going to reconfigure the whole kitchen in a second. Even though I think this is more how it really is, like in real life. In the show, there's this screenshot. You can see the stove is right next to the fridge over there. Just gonna move some stuff around. And then I take like I don't know, 10 hours to decide which stove and fridge I want to use. You'll see the remnants of that in a minute. There they are. And I went with these ones apparently. Putting a few more things in here. And then we're gonna move on to the trap house. So looking for a shitty little futon. Picked that one. That is from Winter Garden by Pierre Sim, as is this coffee table that I end up using. That chair. It's so good. Oh, here's like a little trap house picture popping up. Beautiful. That's what we're going for. Gotta give him the sound system. Got some basemental objects out everywhere. And since the sound system didn't look cool, I threw a tiny little light show down there. More speakers and more beers and garbage everywhere. Get his little robot vacuum. Poor thing. Get his pizza. Left a wad of cash on the counter there, the table. And I'm just gonna throw a bunch of graffiti up on all the walls. Graffiti and more trash. Alright, and then finally we're gonna do Jesse's room up here. This is like the master suite. Since we don't see the closet or bathroom, there's a really nice closet and bathroom in here. Get a little bong on the side table. And just a bunch of clutter. See a screenshot of Walt and Jesse looking for their lost object. And that's about it, so let's hop in game and I'll give you a tour of Jesse and Walt's houses. Okay, so here we are. Finished house, in game. This dude wants to be my friend real bad. Cool little porches. Backyard. I did switch these doors out with those the fake ones from City Living Debug, just because I didn't want them open like they were. All right. Downstairs. There's a party going on. All that stuff is old now. If you download it from the gallery, it shouldn't be stinking yet. Just a nasty room right now. And here's a much nicer room. Go on up here into the hallway. Got our buddies, Skinny Pete and Badger here. And this is just a little laundry room and bathroom. And into the kitchen. I love this kitchen. It came out really pretty. Pantry in here. Some protection and chili pea. And then back into this hallway. In here. If we go in here, we've got a dining room. And that's it for the first floor. The basement entrance is here. This is how that ended up. We go back upstairs to the second floor. There's a nice little hallway here. I made this into like a little bedroom with some bunk beds. It's pretty small. Here's where the bathroom is. The bathroom. And here's another just little bedroom. And the last random bedroom with a little computer desk and bookshelf in here. And then the master suite, or Jesse's bedroom, which I put a dresser and a TV up here. Some more junk. Some like trap house party junk. He's got a nice closet in here. A nice and full of currently curing marijuana. And in here is the primary suite bathroom. We don't see this. We don't see most of this up here. So I just made it up. But yeah, that's it. Oh, and here's in the garage. I do have some packages in here. If you download this from the gallery, just some junk and a little car that looks like it might have been Jesse's. And that's it. Okay, let's go visit Walter. I know. Alright, here we are at the Whites. Come on in. Alright. Got their TV room here in the front. And another little living room with a fireplace here. And then dining room at the end. Lots of plants and everything everywhere. And this is a shelf from MCM. Built in. Here's their little kitchen. And we have the baby's room here. Got a little Heidi vent. Maybe a box of diapers there. And Walter Jr.'s room is next to that. Yeah, he's got lots of cozy chairs and the only computer and some model airplanes up here. And then back into the hallway here, I put a little closet and I rotated one square of the floorboards to kind of, maybe there's something down there. I don't know. All right. And then here's the bathroom. I put a face mask in here. And then this door and this door go into Walton Schuyler's room here. She's got some cigarettes in an ashtray. Cute. And then out back, I built their beautiful backyard here. Got a floating freezer bunny in the pool. And this is all like walls that I built. Just like put a bunch of plants there. The grill here. Yeah, that's their house. Both of these are on the gallery. Here's my username. Include custom content. Here's Jesse Pinkman's house. And Walter White's, you'll have to scroll down for a minute. The White's house. Yeah, download these if you'd like. Subscribe to my channel for more build videos. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.